Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome if it's your first time. And I so appreciate if you are revisiting our little platform here at Metaphysical Mama. Just gonna allow the energy to come in. Allow anybody to come in that's gonna come into the live. I guess there's a lot of issues on the internet with especially YouTube. Notifying people that were coming on, but that's okay. Just gonna make a little lemon and ginger tea, and we're gonna get into some wisdom for Wednesday. Well, it's Wednesday presently. Whenever you happen here is absolutely fine because there's no real such thing as time. Sorry, I just finished another video and I didn't want Facebook to knock me off and not allow me on. And I just needed a little sip of water to bring a little fluid into my vocal area. That might be something we might discuss today. Since that's coming up, the throat chakra. Today's a new moon. It's October 6th, 2021, according to the Gregorian Julian calendar. And on the grander cycles of the calendar system. Right, depending on which calendar we're looking at. So a whole new season, right? We just fell into fall. Lighting some Palo Santo here. So how's everybody hanging in there? We have quite a lot going on today. I wanted to actually discuss something. I was reading a few articles this morning that a friend of mine had tweeted. So I read what was going on. And over in California, as we know, there's a lot going on in the earth, right? In the world and throughout the earth today. Hi, flowers. And one of the things that really, I'll say, upset me this morning was reading that regarding, I'm going to have to pull up the article and do a whole video on this, but it has to do with fracking, oil spills, leasing out permits in order to do more fracking, which for fossil fuels, which means digging up the dead and things that don't belong to you in order to gain access and energy that does not belong to you. Again, so I'm not quite sure where in no man's land, right? Children of men or human decided that they have the right to start bartering, raping, and pillaging, right? It has been going on for eons. Of others' resources, elements, and natural energy. And it's not enough to rape and murder After something's dead, you want to disturb it, right? It's supposed to be rest in peace. You want to disturb something that's either pregnant, hibernating, or dead, right? Whichever way you want to look at it. And stick big, right, phallics into it, right? Fucking sticking big dicks into it, and then bursting air and forcing pressure to break from the inside and try to, right, diggingest dogs dig, gold diggers, grave diggers. Farmer, or is it Farmer? Which one is it? Farmers? Are they farmers of the sea, of the land? Where'd they come from? How's that sound by AC/DC? Alternate current, direct current. Who made who? Who made you? It's way different than the video I just ended. We just did a whole nice morning meditation and mantras and mana. And now I'm so happy I cleared my energy fields so that we can go fishing. And see what we pull up. Out of the abyss. I bet we ourselves find some exotic, non-remembered species of fish. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, roll a blunt, grab a smoke, get your socks off, get comfy, light a little sage or some incense, and let's take a ride. Wild, wacky Wisdom Wednesday. So let's get wild, wild child. And please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And please share so that we can continue to grow as well. The more, we continue to share and plant our seeds and give ourselves permission, right, to talk about these things. This is, first of all, anything I talk about on here, I ain't bashing. I am not bashing any other person, place, or thing ever. Okay. But I ain't going to sugarcoat shit. And when something comes up in my field of vision that I'm supposed to share, I'm going to share, and I'm going to share it raw and real, and I'm going to let it flow as it is in the moment. And I'm not going to really hold back too much. So, which is why I say kindly take what resonates and leave the rest, right? Learning how to have discernment and allow things to resonate and let the rest go is something that we all need to practice and, right, need to know. Pardon me 1 second, I have a knock. Amen. How are you? It's September 21st. apologize. My chickie came in. Okay, so let's see. Where are we at? 10:33 in, and it's 11:28. 26. So yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I'm just gonna make a little cup of tea. If you would like to make some tea, then join me. And then I'm gonna get into some stuff. And I may need to move my camera in the interim because my battery's on the low side. So we'll see how long it lasts and how far we get. And other than that, let's get ready to dive in and see what kind of fish we pull out of the sea. I have to use a knife. I can't find a spoon, apparently. I had to fish for a knife. I was putting some burdock root in my mug. Burdock root has all the minerals that our physical human body needs. That's my burdock root. I tend to save these jelly jars a lot. I love them. Like, why throw things like that out? I can make candles with them. I can put my herbs in them. So anyhow, yeah, I put burdock root. If you've been here before, you've probably seen me make tea. And I use maca quite often. I use burdock root and maca pretty much always in my tea. So good for you. Maca, the plant-based superfood, supports energy and vitality. Multi-nutty superroot, promotes balance in the body, and it's like it's like such a pretty neutral taste. I don't know. I discovered this a very long time ago. It's maca. It's Inca warriors. Yeah, Inca. So bringing the Incas into the vibration. Let's see. Super simple, super nutritious superfoods give you the energy you need to live each day to the fullest. And I'm not promoting this because I'm like it's just literally I've used maca for a long time. My mother-in-law is actually who introduced me to it, and she's Colombian, and I've never looked back. So yeah, but it says, in fact, navitas is Latin for energy. Oh, I don't know if I remembered that. I think I've obviously read this before, but I don't know. I didn't remember that. Navitas is energy. We search the globe for the highest quality organic superfoods to keep you energized. What's more, we work hard to power the positive in all we do. All right. I'm not gonna like promote them like that, but yeah, right. As a company, I thought I was gonna say some more about the maca, but yeah, grows in extreme conditions, combats stress and fatigue. You could stir it into your yogurt, into your smoothies. I put it in my tea all the time. I put it in my smoothies too. But yeah, I strongly just suggest it's an awesome, like it says, super powered plant food that promotes balance and right. And it really does. Stress and fatigue. I mean, and the burdock root. It's like we may not eat all we need to physically that we can healthy every day, right? But you can drink a little tiny. It's like I take a little on my knife and put it into my cup, and I got superfood boosts that I'm feeding my cells, my atoms within, right, all day. It's like enjoying my cup of tea. I'm gaining so much more, right? Which is super worth it to me. I'm all about that high vibe energy, but I also accept when I'm not in a high vibe and can allow myself to go through that time and space to process whatever it is I need to feel or take a look at or let go of, right? Look at and let go, acknowledge and, right? Or acknowledge and allow, or at least acknowledge and then at least have like a, okay, so I did that. So now it's just like a post-it note and I let it go until I have to come back and take another look at it again. I don't have to do anything else with it right now. I did, I cleaned it up a little bit and got rid of what I could. And when it comes and pops back up again, I'll know, okay, now we got more information, or now, right, we gained a little more debris and clutter. So now we got to do that. And then, right. And then we'll gain more pieces to our puzzle. Right. Isn't that a nice way of thinking of things? Rather than I have to do it right now. I don't have time. I don't have etc. I need ... right? Whoa. It's like, and I dab a little cayenne pepper. I got the big daddy. It's much more worth it to buy big ass things like this than the little ones. But I refill the little ones. I haven't refilled this one, but I also do like to buy organic herbs. I am a little snobby there, but these aren't, this one's not, but I do prefer, because it's all ground up and what have you. So I'd rather, I do prefer like stuff like that. If I can find it, at a reasonable, inexpensive price, as far as the current currency that we exchange. Yeah. Then I prefer, quality over quantity. But as soon as we start to like something, they try to, right, blow a balloon up and inflate the price. It's like, how the fuck are you going to keep increasing the value of something that you didn't even know it was valuable until we said we liked it? And now because we said we liked it, you have to try to make a freaking profit off of it and a gimmick and try to come up with some patent and some label and smack a fucking price tag on it and scan it like you do everything else in your barbecue. Not sorry. Reese's. And me. Reese's and me. Right? Oh, that's funny. Reese's and me-sees. That's funny. Sorry. Not sorry. Reese's and me-sees. Get it? Me. I see. Me sees. I see. Reese's and me-sees. Sorry. Not sorry. Sorry. 11:33. I'm just being a little silly. As per usual, because those are the kind of things we need to break down. The words that we keep fucking taking so seriously, right? And stressing the fuck out about. If we be a little more playful, right? I left these out because they popped out while I was shuffling, and Spirit said, leave those out because presently, moment to moment is under that, and guilt. Presently, we all need to have, come here, a little bit of courage. And how pretty is that? It actually matches flowers right here, kinda, yeah. We all need to have a little bit of courage, right? Whoa, I must spill my tea right on my lap. Stressful times that are so confusing and chaotic, and we're unsure, and we don't know who to believe and which way to turn and what to think and what to feel and what and who to believe. And that's when the ascended master says, oh, mighty grasshopper. Actually, I'm going to read this if I can find my dang book. There's a really great, what do you call that? Metaphor, analogy of the ascended master speaking, to the grasshopper. Grasshopper. It's like grasshopper is the student. Have courage in your now moment and from moment to moment to get you through these times of stress. Because this is, after all, a balancing contest, right? Letting go of the guilt due to the fact that we're not allowing ourselves to be in our present moments. We just keep jumping from moment to moment to moment, flying around and not paying attention. And then we wonder how we got where we are. And then we feel guilty. Yeah. So look, trust. You are the master of self. And also the ascended masters and your ancestors and spirit, Holy Spirit, is reminding you, little grasshopper, no matter how big we get, we're still a child of God. We're still a child. We're still a divine child. Whether you believe in God or what have you, right? You're still a child of divinity, aren't you? Do you know how to explain how you're breathing and moving and blinking and how you fall asleep and just your body wakes up and still runs and moves and goes every day since you were, right, physically born or came here or were made or invented or however you appeared to be here as a physical being with a consciousness? Find your innocence. We're always a student. We're always a child. And we always have room and space and a need to learn, right, from another. So being a master of self, right, without being too high and mighty. Because then we look like, oh, look, and the balloon, the dog popping the balloon, as we were talking about price inflation. There she blows, and there that balloon goes. Funny how the pandemic was such a good viral video and such a good money making scheme. And if I just triggered you or that bothered you, I do apologize. Sorry, not sorry. No, seriously, I do, for anybody that's going through or has gone through anything that you're going through, I absolutely apologize. But, I have compassion, let me say. However, at the same time, I don't eat shit. Remember Happy Gilmore? He's like, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. And Happy Gilmore is like, you eat shit for breakfast? You know what I'm saying? Lots of people eating the shit, swallowing that poison instead of just allowing, right? Having trust and the ascended master that they already are inside and allowing that divine spark to grow, right? Inner guidance, being guided by, right? Whatever your guardians, we're all appointed specific angelic guardians, ancestors, elementals. They've been with you your whole life. You know this. Don't you remember who they are? Don't you remember when you're little, going to sleep, since you've been little? Sometimes we just forget. We get so big and we're like, oh, I'm too big for that now, for that imagination stuff. But the image of a nation that we create in our minds is what bursts forth out of consciousness and makes us who we are right now throughout all sands of time. The deed of a mustard seed, from no thing into some thing, right? Thunderbolt. Epiphanies. So there's so many different dimensions from moment to moment, right, that we travel upon and within and throughout, right? And it can definitely become, right, extremely stressful. And we feel like we have no time. So then we ask time to borrow money, right? Because time is money. Money. and money is time. Isn't that what they say? I'm only, right? Repeating what humans have repeated for so long. I'm just trying to speak the same language as you. Sometimes it's quite difficult because no matter what we do, it seems that we get shot, right? Get it? Pun intended. Ha ha ha, knee slapper. Did y'all pick up on that shit I was throwing out? Starting to get a little hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Wow, like seriously, I just got so super hot. Whew. Wow. Royal flush. Flush that royal toilet. All right. So I've been up since I didn't get much sleep last night. Oh, and my right eye is twitching. My right eyelid is doing a ding 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 ding. You know, and isn't that interesting when that happens? Interesting. I forget what that means. I'll have to look it up. It usually means like you're a liar or something like that. But I mean, I ain't saying shit. I ain't lying about shit. Change. Changes. Time to make a change. Changes. And I love change. Change holds some fucking weight to it, does it not? Right? Making change. Which side? Ooh, interesting. Which side of your scale is out of balance, is more heavy than the other? Is your heart the weight of an ostrich feather? Or are you carrying around a lot of guilt because you have not given yourself permission to fucking let go of that shit? What are you carrying around a whole bunch of emotional and mental garbage for? You can't just throw it away and just give it to somebody else or blame somebody else, right? That's not what I'm saying. However, you need to take the time and space and energy to put into yourself who's worth it, because you are the resources, you are the gold. They want you to fucking run around like a chicken with your head cut off, put your head in the sand, get a shot, drop dead. Either way, they don't care. Do they care about you and your health? If they did, they wouldn't be making up such nonsense and promoting some false, synthetic formation of something that they decided to make up a story about. Did I put the thumbnail as snakes? I think I did. It's like, that's the Kundalini and our DNA upgrading from the double helix to triple strand DNA. But they don't want you to know that. And if you carry fear and guilt and anxiety and all those lower vibrational negative feelings and thoughts, well, then you're right where, right? Because Satan's job is to see how many, right? If he can keep Job working a job, right, for him by promoting false narratives that appear real. And are they completely false? Absolutely not. But we as the people have a responsibility to look deeper and further into something so that we have more understanding, right? Like little caterpillars. And we can munch on that mana or take a look at what triggered us, right? What vibrational, what word or what sentence, what thought or feeling got brought up when someone else said a word or we thought a word or witnessed something that reminded us of something else and brought up uncomfortable feelings and thoughts, right? So slowing down, this is quantum, slowing down in order to be present in our now moment is something of vast importance. Because otherwise, everybody's running around like this or wearing a mask and looking for some kind of remedy because they're listening to someone saying, the sky is falling, instead of taking that time and space to have remembrance that you're so much more than that, and tell Satan and the devil to get the fuck out of your face. You know what I'm saying? Because we about to make changes. Change. We don't want your fucking dollar bill, y'all. Remember Kill Bill? Beatrix, kiddo. Right? So I'm going to leave this here for right now, my little change jar. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And again, sometimes by standing still, by being still, is how we're creating movement, ebb and flow within the system. Like right now it's cloudy out, but the sun's coming in. So clouds are like mucus. They're full of congestion. Father Time right now can't breathe. He's hooked up to an oxygen machine. Now, whether he has ability to or not, because he carries so much emotional baggage, which I don't know if I can say I blame him, because most people say things like, there's never enough time, I hate time, trying to kill some time. And Father Time is also Father Sky, is also great good old Saint Nick, Rumpelstiltskin, Satan Claus, Santa Claus, big old Saturn, Uranus. I do believe they're coming out with a new movie, Dune. Check this out, actually. Speaking of that, I found this book. I was excited, actually, a few years back. I was, ow, my knee. Dingy, dingy, ding. What is that about? Spirit? Jeepers. I'm talking about Dune. Damn. I was like the funny bone in my knee, you know, it's not funny. Oh. So Dune, this book, I remember watching this movie Dune when I was like a lot younger. I used to love it. And too, remember, you know, the movies and the books and the stories and the things that you remember and that we were attracted to and still are now, the storylines, characters, deities, etc., traits of certain, it's like you can kind of find yourself and put yourself in positions of right different characters and actors and plays and movies and shows and etc., or you're attracted to certain ones. Why? Magnetic attraction happens for a reason, right? We're gravitated as a human to what we need to see so that we can remember, right? 9/11, never forget, twin, two, right? And atom got split and became two. So we call twin flames, etc. Now, but each still has their own consciousness, just like any other twin, a cell that splits, right? Become two separate individuals. Most of the time, twin flames have not incarnated on Earth at the same time. They usually, one is in the spirit realm or in other dimensions, while another is incarnate as a right being on Earth. And they can switch throughout right time and space to complete the soul's journey, because twin flames come from the same soul, but then we're split. So, right, like the Twin Towers in New York City that happened, right, 20 years ago. There's a lot of metaphysics and symbolism and other things. Now, I don't have all the answers. I only have awareness that things are not as they appear. And I've known that definitely since, right, I think everybody can remember where they were that day when that occurred. Right. So how do we travel back in time? We go back to something that we remember. Now, what information were we given at that time and still up until this current now moment? But many of us have done a lot of research and investigating and digging on our own in order to have more understanding and knowledge and understanding, in order to see things a little bit more clearly about who, what, why, etc. was really responsible, which we can say is all of us. However, there's certain beings like right now, in this present now moment in time, that like to do things like this and stick their hands. They like to open up things that don't belong to them and stick their big fat fucking hands in there and take things out. And then maybe sometimes they replace it with rocks, or they only took a little bit. They only shaved a little bit of that gold brick they gave back to you with less weight that it originally was given to them. Yes, something like that. Georgie Porgy, right? What's on a dollar bill, or is he on a? That's Ben on 100, right? Georgie Porgy, pudding pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. Lots of pet. Yo, you saw fucking Boy Scout rape and fucking look at all the lawsuits that are out right now. I feel like I'm in the Brit where we're so in the fucking Beetlejuice movie. Which too, that keeps coming up. Beetlegeist, I do believe is one of our next stars that is expected, right? Is that a male expecting a baby to be born? To go supernova, right? I don't know why that just came out. We almost knocked my decks of cards over too. We almost had an avalanche. Oh, what the hell going on there? What's up, Spirit? Supernovas and avalanches. Oh, and my fucking and my thing just went into a commercial for like hours. It's been playing with no commercials. Ah, it's like, hold on, wait a minute. Oh, somebody just tried to go fly fishing and throw their fucking line into the freaking water. What? Interesting. Huh. Ah. Oh no. Can't make this shit up. We just keep surfing and let it show up as we go. I'm just gonna quick give you a little oh, I had to pick up my battery there. Please like, subscribe, and hit the belly bell. Pretty please, so we can share and grow and expand as well. We don't want to keep, and if I keep hearing about all this shit, like we were saying a little earlier, where is it? The expansion, the inflation And now they supposedly got, oh, now they're coming out with a pill. Now they, I'm sorry to be so like, I ain't negative Nelly. Like maybe there are some beings that great will benefit. See, no, that's not true. If that was true, I'd be able to continue that fucking sentence. That mother effing shot is not good for you. You can write that shit in stone and say I said it. I don't give a fuck. It's 11:07. No, it's 11:57. I do not give a fuck. I'm so sick of other people. That's like, yo, you all got Munchausen syndrome if you keep selling that story and harming my people. And the fact that you have the nerve to try to force children and others to even be part of, no, like, first of all, remember Pinocchio? This gets brought up a lot in my videos too. In Pinocchio, right, they all got brought to the island of make-believe or fantasy island or wherever the fuck, right, where that fox right, lured Pinocchio, and Pinocchio kept telling Jiminy Cricket to shut up, his best friend, right? Like we were saying before, do you remember all your little imaginary friends and spirit and whatever you were connected to when you were little, when you used to read and play imagination games and manhunt and house and boyfriend, girlfriend, or marriage, or what you want to be when you grow up, or right, Lost Boys. Maybe you wanted to be the conductor of a train or an astronaut. Who told you your dreams were impossible and that you couldn't be who you wanted to be? When did you decide to believe that lie? Does it mean that, you know, again, being all of those things that you wanted to be when you were young, have you not developed a little part of, do you have memories, fond and maybe not so fond of some of them, that you can bring back up into this now time and open that grand book of life of yours and take a look at that stuff and look a little deeper into that, and in your mind's eye become that? You go dive deep into some rabbit holes and discover, right, your roots, right, where all the action is occurring underneath the surface of what we see on the top. Right? Just like we see one another, but what's going on inside of our minds and inside of our bodies? Look at all the systems and functions that are occurring as we now are presently hanging out on this great platform, surfing the waves together, allowing spirit to come through in all its fierce divine nature, and just let it be. Let what needs to show up, and then puff, puff, pass, and let it go. And is it ding? I mean, that in itself is something to be super grateful for. And none of us on a regular basis, some do, but mostly none of us take the time and energy to slow down and take a look at how far we've come and how fucking awesome you are. How amazing are you? Give yourself some credit where credit's due. Don't keep letting others tell you what's good, bad, etc. And this is what you need to do, and keep stressing you out and then blowing up the prices and blowing up the story and the narratives, repeating pre-scripted narratives. I use a lot of lingo in very metaphysical terms in order to bring awareness sometimes to, it's like hint, hint, take a look at that, break that word down, listen how it sounds, slow down. So we have more ability to see. So we're not being blared out by the trumpets blowing and the dogs barking and the prices getting higher and all the distractions and then pop and then something else, right? So we don't even have, we say we don't have the time. Which is again then why Father Time, say Santa Claus, right? We all feel good. Doesn't it feel good when you can do something nice for somebody else, be of service, give them something they needed, whether that was a smile? Can you box and price a smile? You all do. I mean, not you personally, but these motherfuckers, they take all our shit and then like, right? What's the web? The internet, the World Wide Web that we all use is only like 7% of the surface usage of. Then we have the deep web, right? And then we got the dark web, which then half of our shit, if not more than that, gets sucked, stolen, taken without our knowledge because there's no awareness of it. And then we wonder what happened to all of our golden dreams and like our imagination and how come things are not quite what they seem, kind of thing. But it all started in China, right? Which metaphysically, again, makes so much sense. Virus started in China. In the vagina, in the vagina, in China, down under. Who was digging to China? Remember saying that when we were little? We're going to dig a hole to China. Like we used to go to the beach and like dig and right make water, like all these like right, we'd make all these big things in at the beach. You still see kids doing that, or I still do that when we go down there. I love playing at the beach. I just can't think of the word that we call that stuff now, but right, where we allow the water to come in, and then you make like little benches and seats. So there's certain places, right? So we make all little cities, right? Don't we? When it snows, we make igloos and shovel and make sleigh ride paths, and right? Aren't we still big kids? That's still what, and sometimes we lose hope as we get older because we're supposed to do what we're told and grow up and put away that etc. stuff, whatever was childish at the moment, or because we wanted to be more grown. We wanted to be cool. Oh, excuse me, I have the hiccups, right? We wanted to be cool. What we were doing wasn't cool anymore, right? Which is still, isn't that how many people operate in the now, right? It's like, right, how many people are followers right now of what the said majority cool people are saying? How many are afraid to stand in their own awkward light? I'll say, I am. I am. I can say I am. Absolutely. Right? At times. And then sometimes, right, it's like, of course I have a healthy fear. I have a fear every single moment before I do a video. Fear comes up, and I'm sure anybody else that does videos will tell you the same, no matter how many you do. It's like before you go on stage or before you do anything, no matter what, we're going to still feel, right, a a sense of fear. Are we going to be liked or not? Are we going to be accepted? Are we going to be good enough? What the hell are we going to do or say? Are we going to choke on our words? Right? Whatever. Are we going to sound like a babbling idiot? And then after we do it, it's like, well, that was fun. That wasn't so bad. I actually had fun. And do I really care what anybody thought? And after, like, when we're done, like, of course we do on a sense, but like that feeling of fear goes away. And then it's like, I really don't give a fuck, right? Because it's like whoever, right? I only take what resonates and leave the rest. Whoever it vibed with, or maybe later in time and space in another moment, right? Somebody, you'll be going through something and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I remember so and so said, and you don't even have to remember if it was me or whoever, right? Somebody at some point in time said that, and I remember that, and and then we have an epiphany, a light goes off, a spark, right? The light bringer, Luciferian, Lucy, I'm home. Lucifer means light bringer, right? My buddy I like to listen to changed the name of his page. I'm wondering why. I'm sorry to say that out loud as a moment. I'm just, it made me scratch my head a little. But again, sometimes attention comes in many forms, and then, right, we gotta make change. We gotta, right, hold up. I got another, right? We have to, heads or tails, flip the coin. We have to flip it on the other side and see what's on the other side, right? History is one side of a coin, History is on one side of a coin. Mythology is on the other. Just like heaven and earth, or Set and Nephthys. So sometimes, and right, time is money, and money is time. But change, that don't belong to time. He's still, she, he, she is an androgynous being, but Saturn, Uranus, and the moon are actually feminine planets. Right? Everything started as, right, a cell starts out feminine, woman. The chromosomes go X, X, either X or XX. Why? Why? Snip, snip. When the uterine lining grows and protrudes outside of the body, and then we have, right, a dick and balls, which we have a boy. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Either way, there had to be a womb for it to come from, right? Wacky Wisdom Wednesday, or we could call it Womb Wisdom Wednesday. Womb, 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 womb. Or what's that other, they said Jesus built my hot rod. I love that song by a band named Ministry. It's a fun song. It's like an older kind of thrash punk. Courage. Courage. So that's us doing lots of babbling. I probably I wish I had a charger. Sorry, let me just see what. Yeah, 7%. Man, that's no biggie. You don't mind, right? How far are we in? 55 minutes. Yeah, I'd like to hang out a little bit longer. I hope you all do too. I have some readings and other things I would like to share with you. Bear with me. Sorry. I'll do apologize. I gotta plug it in, otherwise we'll lose our connection, and I don't want to lose this stream or this vibe. You know what I'm saying? So, just gonna have to switch views here. Works better over there in the daytime because I can plug my little arm. We'll say my materialistic Saturn, Satan's arm, right? Because it's a material, and Satan, right, is of this material world, runs this material world. It's 1212. We're saying Santa's elves. But yeah, I love this thing. I can suction to my window, which the light comes through, in the morning throughout the day, and I get nice lighting, natural lighting to do my videos. So when I switch over to this version, I'm gonna get the corner of my room now. That's all right, though. You don't mind, right? I'll flip you around and stuff. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. No, no. Hold on, I just gotta move my stuff. I like my grounding mat and my stuff that I like to stand on. I like to be barefoot, but it's of utmost importance that my piggies like get cushioned. The floor's concrete under where it is, so it's like after our feet, right? The soles of our feet, are so important, and we forget about them, right? It's like we throw our shoes on, we throw claustrophobic heels on, right? And we're like bird toe, right? Like claw. We have sneakers sometimes that don't support our step, our arch. And any native from back in the day will, or why do the Asians have you take your shoes off before you enter the house? It's not like necessarily, right, just like, oh, you were dirty, right? It's like take your shoes off because allow your soul to breathe. And what does the devil and Satan want? The devil's just the scared little boy that made a deal with Satan because he's afraid. Yeah. It's like when they speak of the demiurge and Yaldabaoth, etc. And that, right, Sophia, which is wisdom, wacky wisdom Wednesday. Again, this goes into science. So when there's awareness of, right, that every thing naturally has its equal, opposing, opposite in order to create balance, that's yin and yang. Yeah. Period. So that doesn't necessarily mean like, let me just slow it down, because all beings here also have their, right, devil side, their hidden side, things that are unknown about them or themselves or what they have buried or birthed in their spiritual astral realm or subconsciousness, right? Hold on, please, 1 second. I have enough. Coming. My nose is itching like crazy right now. And my ears. Interesting. Itchy nose and itchy ears. So you know who I'm gonna put up in your grill? Instead of looking at me. Ah, happy, happy, happy. Here's Yoda. He's cool. He needs a little attention. You're like, what up? What up? It's all creepy. I don't know. It's like Halloween time though, right? So I don't know. This isn't working. This ain't working neither. Whatever. There you go, Yodes. It's all creepy. I don't know. We'll leave it like that. Just while I'm blabbing for a few moments, if that's cool. You know, again, I appreciate y'all being here with me. I just feel like you're staring at my chin, and I'm not like necessarily. That's my German flag, my West German flag. Which actually I absolutely have absolute love for. I've never been able to go to Germany specifically. But my, father was born there, and that flag was given to me as a gift from a relative of mine that joined the service way back when in, oh gosh, I think maybe 2000. And he's gone very far in the military, and I do believe he he's back in the States now. He has been for a long time. But anyhow, when he was I'm having a hard time. Thanks, Mercury retrograde. He was stationed out in Germany. And so he had thought of me, and that's my, we have lots of different, say, nationalities within our physical family. So yeah, that's super deep because that's my Latino side of my family, which we have so many different right, brand names. We're all mixed mutts. So again, anyhow, I'm getting all distracted, but yeah, super important to me. So I don't mind sharing that, but I'm not like trying to don't think I'm like some like, yeah, la, 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 la. Hail Hitler kind of thing. Which, is funny to me too, because the stories of Hitler, again, are also very twisted and untrue. And I know many of them are very valid, but again, right, there's truth and then there's the twist, which we call a wreath. If you look up the word wreath, corona means also ring, wreath, to twist. So, right, a snake has to have partial teeth, partial truth, and right, be a master magician, alchemist, wizard, sorcerer, has to add, right? They twist. Like, okay, I have 2 tea bags here. So one's of truth, and they look the same, and right, and they twist them up, like they add a few extra words. So that's alchemy, right? And then they put it in your cup and call it tea. Have a drink on me. 12:20. Trying to clear my cup. Think positive, and great things will happen, right? So they priest to have you speak over water to make it holy, supposedly. But we have to make sure right? Because beings can do stuff in front of your face and say one thing, but in their mind and in their head, they have a whole nother intention or thing going on, right? Which is how so many have been blinded to, again, I was going to say earlier, Boy Scouts. I keep seeing on the news, like, how many, right, priests and what have you are begging for forgiveness due to all the sexual abuse of children, etc. And then I'm reading this morning about all the, right, permits that were just like you're trying to sell permits to do more fracking when we just had an oil spill in California. So, and you're talking about climate control and global warming, yet you're not willing to do the work that I'm talking about on here so that you're coming from a balanced place so that you're not causing disruption, disease, and corruption with your viral disease all over the place because you haven't done your spiritual work and you're not coming from a place with a little bit more clarity and balance and awareness. Lots of deals and things going on and being all this other, but whoa, whoa, whoa. So, and then what? Who's accountable? It's like, wait a second, everybody just want to keep right pointing here, Yoda's finger, pointing all over the place to somebody else. And that's not what I'm doing right now. Again, I'm part of We the People. So I'm taking account, I'm right here, taking accountability. And every moment, every waking and probably slumbering moment of my existence, am I doing some kind of work, and I ain't getting paid money for it. But then we get, right, threatened, paper over people. What does it say in the paper today? Did I bring it in here with me? Oh, I think I might have left it in Papa Joe's room. Uncle Papa Joe. Oh. No. I got it. What did I read? 007 is back. Yo, something about today's a good day to die. That came up this morning too. Oh, because remember the other day, the Facebook thing. And I was like trying to, and I was like, so weird. I couldn't get on Facebook. It was messing. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I didn't freak out because I don't really ever go on Facebook. And I'm only up on like, I listen to a lot of YouTube because I don't have a video. I took my cable box out. So I either listen to music or meditation or watch documentaries or, tap in with other beings that are, right, whatever it is, I'm guided and, right, gravitated, electronically magnetized toward, right, because I do my best to stay in my vibe. But then I also, right, you got to take time for you too. So then it's like, right, I got to take a bath, or I got to walk outside, I got to go get a little air, take some time with nature. So I put my time in, and I'm constantly surfing the waves, the web, right, the deep whatever, yeah. And at the same time, oh, my nose will not stop itching this whole video. What does that all mean? Really? Ugh. Probably they don't like all the stuff I say. That's okay. Hey, if you get in a little angry, I hate to be rude, but that means thumbs up, cosmic surfing, dude. Right? That means you're getting triggered, trigger finger, pow pow. But I'm not shooting you with some bullshit that's gonna harm you. Am I now? It may not feel good and you may not like it, but like they say, first the truth is gonna piss you the fuck off. So if you're feeling pissed off or uncomfortable, then that's a fucking good thing, because that means we're making movement. Even if we're standing still, we're making change and transitioning because we're going through those uncomfortable thoughts and feelings that others just want to pay someone else to say and do. And then later blow up and have a big fucking fit. I wonder why this is happening and why they can't go back to the future, back to normal and shit. What the fuck is normal? The only constant is this word right here. Everything's in constant ebb and flow. Nothing ever stays completely stagnantly still. Nothing, no thing. And things that are and have been said dead. First of all, I'm not quite sure, but the question is on the table. Who's harmed the living and the dead? Who's disturbed the peace? RIP means rest. That word is very key. Rest. Rest in peace. Rest. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Sleep is the cousin of death. So, like now we're in the fall and the autumn and winter time, things look dead. So, like when we're little toddlers and little kids running around, and even now, because we still are, but right, just for the presentation of the adults that are listening, right, or that you may like to pass this to or have those adults listen to. Sometimes it's like if you play these things in the background a little bit loud, just like they do on the commercials when we watch television, they crank the fucking volume on those adversaries, right? So we hear them when we go to the bathroom or when we got to go like quick to go run and get something to eat or drink during a commercial. They make sure that they jack the volume, right? Jack in a box, jack the volume up so that they can still get to you, right? So sometimes when we play these things in the background, you know, it's like bugs. You're going to aggravate those that you love that are unwilling to make a move and budge and do the work that they need to internally do in order to show that they fucking give a fuck about themselves and you. Our health is our wealth, yes? So, in order to have abundance in all things, debts are due. Ain't no more elves on a shelf. I do believe Scrooge McDuck is out of said money. He's about to get a visit like Mr. Scrooge McDuck. Honeys. Ghost of the past, future, and present. Right? Jacob. Marley. Right? His old buddy Morrow. They were told to give up the ghost, but they still want to keep digging. And remember, the law of the land is different than Mariner's law. but neither of them trump divine law, the laws of Ma'at. There are 42, which were here and written and came way before man, and their hands wrote and picked new ones for me and you. And those, they ain't got no problem changing all the time or not paying attention to or acting aloof. Like they make them and then they act like they don't know what the fuck they were. Or they don't obey them themselves. They don't follow them because they think that they got a free pass. They're exempt, right? Just like many politicians, I believe, do that, right? Or what have you, right? I mean, I've done my accounting. I do my fair accounting. And I've done so in an actual physical business as an office manager for a very long time, right? So I know all about reconciling and accounting for a business and taxes and all that fun stuff that comes along with it. Accounts receivable, accounts payable, customers that want, but never pay, or always want something taken off because they feel entitled. Or sometimes the entitlement comes, right, from the boss of the said corporation, company. They got so comfortable in that seat, they forgot to look underneath the table. So I wanted to say, yeah, the front of the paper, I got USA Today here. I say about the Facebook thing. I was right of hiding dangers, which I'm sure everybody's starting to see that. So again, everything happens for a reason, not by accident. And when the word coincidence means coinciding, right? Happening alongside one another in sync, right? You're getting on the highway and now you're going to merge onto the highway. So you're going to pay attention so that you're coinciding and flowing with the traffic at the present now moment in time, right? To the best of your ability, generally speaking. Sometimes we're in a bad, shitty mood and we get on the highway like we're being the aggressive asshole, right? And sometimes we're coming on the highway with our children all calm or whatever, or we're in a different mode and we're just like, or a little like not with it. And somebody else is the one coming, and we're like, wah, or we're just not really with it, right? So think of the different modes, I'm saying this for a reason, states of being, or the mental places that we can be at in a moment of time that may distract us or have us in a different vibration than said normal. Right? Oh, my nose. This is horrific. I want my tea, cayenne in my tea, but no, like my really, oh, very much itching me. I apologize. Whew. Okay. I'm bringing lots of shit up, right? Bringing lots of dusty shit out of the fucking dark right now. So, oh, I don't like that. Dust makes my nose itchy. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Dang. So, yeah, I don't really, I got guided a while back. I'm sure a lot of you have too, if you're hanging out here, or maybe not, but a few years back, I was never to not really, yeah, continue to like be all over Facebook or Instagram. I mean, again, if my objective was to like be all up and like make a bunch of profit and money and make a name and business, so to speak, to right profit off of others doing, I would have done that shit a long time ago in that manner where I would have already been charging for readings and ancestral DNA clearing and connecting with your star systems and etc., which I would love to do, and I am absolutely going to put it out there, but that's not my goal and that hasn't been my objective. Right. So for the last since absolutely 2016, I haven't been working a physical job, collecting a paycheck because I lost my house. I'm going to say lost, but right where I lived, my children, my dog passed it all at the same time. Everything all at the same time. Talk about like karma tsunami. But it wasn't karma. It was just a matter of us twin flames getting right ejected and catapulted into the fire. A whole nother fucking world, right? So we lost what we had in order to be in a very right like we ain't in Kansas no more and right start on our path a little more deeper into awakening and why our souls have actually decided to come here and incarnate on this earth upon this earth as a human being. So that's why we don't know any more than anyone else. However, all we can say, and I say we because it's a multiple amount of spirits that are speaking through me. We all come as one big vibration. So I can't speak for anyone in particular. I can only say what spirit allows to come through and out of me. Okay? So as we've gone through this process, we've learned to have faith, our faith in spirit and what have you has been reincarnated, and we've gone through many dark nights of the soul and deaths and rebirths and had to learn how to let go of false fear and control, which doesn't mean that like, oh, we got it now. Yeah, we're like yeah, and new. We just have practice. So we've gained, tools and knowledge and a little more understanding and understanding along the way. And if you're here, I'm sure you're one of us in some way, manner, or form too, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't even be able to understand half the shit that's spitting out of my mouth right now, right? So, and again, how far we've come since, we've always been awakening, or always, again, if you feel like, you're not from here, you're probably not. Right? So if you're wondering why you feel the way you do, um, wouldn't you like to have more answers and awareness? Doesn't mean we need to know everything. Just means we need to put in a little bit more work. Of our inner spiritual, right? What's it called? Hold on one sec. Faith without works is dead. And work without faith is dead. All right, keep moving all around. Move all around. So the nature of the beast inside our head, though, says, wait, but we have to ABC. Follow the leader and listen to the loudest one and be a good little sheep. Yeah. But those of us that sometimes stand out of line, right, the black sheep, we get looked at or talked about as if and we have for our whole lives in one form or another, right? People have used us in order to gain access to energy, which we have allowed up until this now present moment in time. But this is when Spirit says we about to go through some major shift and change, and this is the new moon. Right? So allowing ourselves to go through this, like when we're like a woman giving labor, right? A female giving birth. What did the Lord say to Eve? Due to the nature of your sin, you will now be in pain while giving birth to Abel and Cain. So if you don't consider this a painful experience, and again, like, George Floyd, blessed him and his family, right? Is right. They've made examples out of many things, and the knee on the neck is an Israeli tactic. And a lot of the time, the archons speak in opposites and in reverse, right? Satan speaks in reverse, backwards, goes backwards in order to see. It's the only way he knows. And he'll say, the devil made me do it. But the devil's in the details. And devil backwards spells lived. So you don't necessarily want to believe, right? There's a lie in the middle of every belief. But taking into consideration, because when we go through the details, we can get caught up in the net of Saturn, who is Jesus of Nazareth, the fisherman. 1244. Shut the door. Shut that door. Spirit said, not that. Right before it turned to 1245. Spirit says, I'm alive. Spirit, Holy Spirit, right, gives the divine breath of life, of eternal life. The Holy Ghost can't give you life, can it? A ghost is a lingering spirit, which keyword is in purgatory. There's either unfinished business or something that's keeping it lingering in between. And some it's just because of the simple math of third, and a third. Right? There's the living, the dead and the undead. And then the 1%. Miscellaneous. Which isn't really, it just is, right? Again, like the word no thing, gnosis. We Gnostics come from no thing. Before there is any thing, person, place, or thing. Out of the darkness into the light. Right? And God said, let there be light. Vibration creates form. So every thought that we think is a positive or a negative. So being a good driver, having a license to drive, by having an ability to be a little bit more balanced and not pick a side. Black lives matter, all lives matter. That whole acronym also, just so we're all aware, represents Bureau of Land Management. So while they have everybody fighting over a color, if anybody's ever seen the movie Blood In, Blood Out, or knows the story of like Loki and how he had supposedly told right, a certain family of dwarves that the other family said that they could yield better weapons, and they said, what? So he caused family feuds, right? While neither said anything, but the one who threw out a little pebble and made a big ripple, everyone decided to go diving overboard off their ship over. So a lot of things are put out there in order to see who's going to react without doing their homework and their research. And like they said, all will be marked. There's many different moments in time where marks have been made or tagged throughout space and time so that we have, right, a crossroads, an X that marks the spot, which is a time stamp. Those that are created before time, right, the original sin is what made an X a mark where there's a footprint that someone somewhere in time and space fits directly in. All I'm saying? We can say we no longer accept any false illusions that are not for our greatest good. We don't need to know everything. We don't need to have everything appear as complete truth, because that, right, we need to have some creative intelligence, but to have a more playful attitude and to have what is not coming from a place of high intention and clarity. It's coming from a fallen one, who's trying to rape the innocence of any emotion of another being or the consciousness and affect another's, right, DNA, living waters, spirit, mind, or body in any manner or form. Well, I don't know. Like they're saying, there's lots of ghosts around. And whoever's a Scrooge is going to be visited by whomever they need to be visited by so they can see what they need to see, including myself, which is I am me, right? None of us are exempt, like I said, from any of these things. We just have to allow ourselves to go through them and use our divine tools that we've been given throughout our lives and throughout space and time. And that's how we show, right? Extraterrestrials, ultra-terrestrials, our parentals, those who came before us, our ancestors, ourselves, right? That we remember, we didn't forget, and that we're worth it. Right? If not when, if not now, when, and if not you, who? So let's see. The wisdom card. Here we go. What we got? One has fallen and dropped. Oh, so good. Obedience. Number 48. Let's see. And at the bottom of the deck, we have risk 31. Right? This is like the Peaks of Joy card in my map deck, which I think we pulled yesterday and the day before. Right? We have to take a risk and believe in ourselves. And that's where we have, right, blind faith to cut out what no longer serves us. And this is where we gain wisdom. We don't need to know everything. Having knowledge is great. Wisdom is timing, which is where we cut through the astral plane and the 4D plane of time. And we alchemize all that shit and make change to create abundance in all forms throughout all space and time. Because that's what we do. We be divine. And we're called Rocker Kipper. We can also be shitty, right? And have just shitty human behavior and thoughts and forget everything that we motherfucking been taught. So we all have our moments, right? And that's okay too. Just don't carry all that heaviness and guilt around with you. Feel what you need to feel and then go through it in order to cut out what no longer serves you. Take a risk. Explore it. Let's see. Where's that? Wisdom 48. I'll read and share this, and then please like, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell. And then I'm going to take a little break. Actually, not such a long one because I have a Pisces video coming up at 1:10 as well. So I'm going to read this and then take a little breather. And then if you'd like to come back on or check out some of the other videos I've put up, there's, like I just said, I'm going into the Pisces video for October energy in a little bit. And then, and I started with, I think with Virgo. So we did Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, and now I'm doing Pisces next. So we're making our way through the zodiac for the month of October energy. So if you would like to join for any of those, please feel free to, scan through some of their videos and whatever, pops out at you. Some of them are very long and some, but whatever pops out, there's a reason, there's something there. You can always just scan through. You'll see what you need to see if you trust in that. Yeah, that's where we have the obedience. It's like, let me see what I need to see, and at the present, moment, and everything else, just let it be. And that's how we take a risk, because it's like we don't know, but we're willing to let go, which takes a lot of confidence. And breathing, breath, going back to George Floyd, right? So we can receive our messages from spirit, not keep listening to all the birds that are quack, 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 quacking and squawking and trying to throw things for everybody to react to. We want to collect, that fragment of ghost, that fragment of self, the pieces of self that we've been missing. We've all been trying to fill a void with something, but the answers come from listening from within ourselves and taking the time and space to say that we are worth it, because our health is our wealth. And we can only depend on who? Ourselves. I have to breathe for myself. I have to be able to go through those thoughts and feelings within myself and my past and see my patterns and where I repeat and act out or misdirect certain energies or continue playing, praying, hoping, pulling, pushing, right? Where am I being impulsive or going against? So it doesn't mean we're stupid, we're assholes, we're idiots. It just means, no, we're going to actually take a look at that. And that takes balls and courage, right? And for ourselves to say that we're worth it. And we're going to give ourselves that time and space to do so, to make those changes. Arcturian message coming up on my woo woo. I love the Arcturians. I do. Okay, so let's see. Obedience. There are rules for everything. The sun rises and the moon sets, and they dance together in perfect steps. What rules are you considering when you ask your question? You will be sorry if you are going to break a rule that is in place to protect you and others. Even though you may not like authority right now, This is the time to obey what has already been set in motion. This is the time to learn the lay of the land and to follow the customs that keep things in order. Learn the steps of the dance before you attempt to change them to suit you. 101. So that's super, like, yeah, right? So obedience, courage, we're making change, but we're making change, like I said, by allowing, not by putting our 2 cents in and trying to turn it one way or another and make it fit. Right? Again, sometimes we go farther by remaining in a calm, still place so that we're able to see more transparently. Right? Oh, my nose is still itching. Wow. This whole video. Oh, time for me to take a little walk outside and get a little breath of fresh air because I just did 2 videos in a row and that's a lot of blabbing from here. I'm just going to pull a quick dragon energy and then I shall bid you adieu. And again, I thank you so much for hanging out and your time and energy. And yo, I so appreciate you. And that's coming from me personally, metaphysical mama. Super grateful, you know, and you know, it's okay to feel shitty. It's okay to go through those feelings and see where we need to take a look or maybe where we don't feel so strong, right? Where we feel like we don't belong. That's where it takes courage to really take a look. Don't let anybody else fucking have their hands and their fingers and their eyeballs up in your book, which I'm real well aware. We got mad people all up in there, you know, trying to take some that don't belong to them out of, right, jealousy and envy. But that's just the childish kid in them. And we can all feel those ways throughout certain amount, you know, moments in time. But it's how you act upon them. And like we just said, right, if you're harming another's, right, like personal space or vibration and or right, you just want, but that's there to protect us, but you don't give a fuck. It's like, hold on, I can get upset about certain things, and sometimes, right, I get and I blah 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 blah, and then I get my message, and then it's like, oh, okay, I get more information. It's like, okay, now I don't feel as bad about it. I just got scared or worried because the first thing, right, that's what we have to kill. The first things that we receive are going to be pretty negative, scary, upsetting, right? Make us feel uncomfortable, have maybe some scary thoughts and feelings or worries about. So it's like, okay, hold on, go through those, and then find more so that we're bearing, right, good fruit from our branches. Not we didn't just allow those negative thoughts and feelings to consume us and start to eat us alive. And then we become that fragment, right? A wandering ghost, which I do believe, I think I may have a little awareness of what that feels like. Ghostess with the mostess. Holy hostess. At your service. Don't get nervous. Remember, was it Mel's Diner? Kiss my grits. All right. Anyhow, let's get on with this. It's already 1:05. I'm not going to have any time in between now. Silver dragon holding a key. Would that be to immortality? Peaceful transparency? The key that unlocks the door. to the next step we need to take. What could it be for? Access untapped resources. Look into your soul and see higher possibilities. Illuminates your potential with higher light, which is the key to open the door of the thing you're searching for. Which it's like Dorothy, it's been inside you all along. And that sounds annoying, right? But an emerald dragon is at the bottom of the deck, which says brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Which we also got the abundance. I love this mandala too. It's such a beautiful, and if you want to meditate on that, that's a beautiful. Something to focus on. Let your good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. Woo woo. Which like we just said, we want to make it through the fluidity of 4D, which is said time. 4D is the dimension of time. So we want to incorporate that. And fourth and 60 is where, that's where astral plane and time exist. So 5D, you want to incorporate your fifth element, clear out your clutter, because Mercury is very confusing. And as we're burning off the mercurial elements, my throat's getting scratched like a frog. See, I don't want me talking about it. There's 80 elements in Mercury. So we're burning, burning off what no longer serves us, and it's going to reduce down to 79, if I'm not mistaken. Twin flame master alchemist. At times, the human periodic table isn't always the most for in my forefront, in my temporal lobe of my mind. So also, me and my other half are working hard on getting a website up and running, and there's going to be a lot more metaphysical mama to come, and to for all of us to have a bigger platform, and more more space, more we're going to cut out the middleman, so to speak, because again, anyone stuck in the heavenly middle trying to cause a blockage, we're just gonna we're just like, we're cleaning up. So we're cleaning up the clutter that surrounds us, that causes chaos in our mental faculties and our spiritual bodies and our emotional bodies, because alcoholism is a spiritual disease and emotional, and which then becomes mental and physical. So like I said, there's going to be lots more. So I so appreciate your time and your energy and hanging out with me. And it's 110, 110 binary code in groups of 8. Don't be late. Ain't no such thing in divine timing. All right, my friends and my family. We want to get out of that cage that we feel trapped in. And in order to do so, we have to have the courage to resurrect ourselves and come up like dandelions, 111, and bust right up through that concrete. And dandelions are super good for you to eat. Yum, yum, yum. I so love them. All right. Peace, love, and pine cones. Have a beautiful, amazing, smashing moment in time. And please smash the bell and hit the like button as well. And share to anyone that you think may like to listen to my crazy ass hell with one L. Oh, well, 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 well. All right. Peace out. Thank you so much. And yeah, one love. Just keep swimming. And, you know, there ain't no rush. Don't play Russian roulette with yourself right now. No harm can come from allowing time and space to do its thing and create a more harmonic vibration. By us allowing that time and space to occur, when we feel anxiety and it causes fear, which the acronym for fear again is false evidence appearing real, or fuck everything and run. And we don't have to do neither of them. Because we're going to ground ourselves and take control of our breath. And we're going to let go of what no longer serves us. And that's all we need to know. All right. Peace.